a food investigation, new pork rules, and new ways to eat it.
Pork without the fork. It's called bacon, so bake it.
Carrie Ann Inaba breaks her silence on her multiple health battles.
That was very healing for me to know that I am also not alone.
Plus, the dish crew is dressing up your favorite foods.
It's fun, it's fast, and the kids love it.
Coming up next.
Are you ready for season 11? Welcome. I have seen a lot of things in my life, but I never thought I would see the day when pigs would fly. Everyone's freaking out online over this new food trend that is super hot. Yes, these are wings. They're wings, but they're not chicken. It's what people call the other white meat, or pork. See them? Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness. Hey, he couldn't deal with the temptation. I knew eventually, for the first time ever, my trusted cameraman, Tony, stole the food. Look at it, right over there. Guilty as could be. And this is the deal. Even the camera guys can't deal with the food. Pork is more popular than ever before, especially since everyone is still crazy about bacon. Now, for the first time in 50 years, there are brand new rules on how your pork is being inspected. How are they going to be affecting what you're buying at the supermarket? Today, what you need to know about the new rules for pork and bacon. What to eat, how to shop, how to cook them so it's healthier than ever before. Nutritionist Rachel Beller is here, and some of my pork-loving viewers as well. They have been trying these pig wings. This is, actually, what are these things?
This is fascinating. So many of my patients are coming in asking me about pork wings. And so it's basically the lower part of the leg, the calf.
Down here.
Yep, down here. and interestingly, when we look at the caloric equivalent, pork wings actually had 170 calories, which was less than the chicken wings. So that was fascinating, but of course, not a license to indulge by any means.
Folks, this is pork without the fork. That's the truth. Dawn, how do you like them?
I love them. They are delicioso. I'm Italian, so I like food.
I can't compare them to chicken wings.
I think they're juicier and not as flabby.
Not as flabby.
They're leaner, really lean.
Leaner.
Oh my goodness, everyone loves them. The guests like them, the experts like them, the camera team likes them. So, but you say you're a little, you feel a little guilty, the two of you, over loving the pork. Why is that?
Well, chicken usually is more popular than the other white meat, but this is so delicious. You just can't help but love them.
Well, you hear all the rumors also about pork, which is what, Rachel, why I want to talk about this. These are the new rules, and they're out there about the nutritional value of pork. So, first off, chicken and protein. Right?
Yes, yes.
How does it compare to pork?
So it was very interesting. If you look ounce per ounce, 3 ounces of the pork, certain cuts of pork, had 120 calories, and the chicken, certain cuts, had 170 calories.
So the new pork roll, if you're looking to change up your protein, pick lean pork if you want less calories. All right, Rachel. Now joining us now is Matthew Katakis from the Butcher Bar, talking about the lean cuts and which ones to buy at the supermarket. You know, the original surgeons were butchers and barbers, so we have a lot in common.
That's correct.
So if you want a delicious cut, what do you choose?
Well, when you're at the grocery store and you're looking for leanness, what I recommend is the pork tenderloin. It's the muscle that runs on the back of the spine of the animal.
Right in here.
Right. It's a little fancier cut. It's about $5 to $7 a pound, and about 3.5 grams of fat per quarter pound. Okay. If you want something a little bit, cheaper, then we can go to the boneless pork loin. So it's about $3 to $5 a pound.
This is this meat that sort of goes in down here, down to the leg.
That's correct. And there's a little bit more fat, but you're always able to trim it. And a little more flavor in this one.
So I read up about these government rules that are now changing. So the way they inspect our pork is different. How's that going to affect the supermarket pork that we're buying?
Dr. Oz, for the first time in 50 years, yes, half a century, the USDA, in its wise wisdom, has decided to change the rules on who inspects the actual slaughterhouses and processing plants. It used to be the government, but now they're going to allow the employees themselves to police and monitor the conditions. So are they going to do a good job as well as the government used to? Are they going to be able to monitor themselves? What do you think?
I don't know. Well, so Matthew went to the supermarket to show us his essential shopping rules for pork that he always follows. think about this. If you don't know for sure what's going on behind the scenes, at least this will make you smart as a butcher.
When you're shopping at your local grocery store or supermarket and you're hunting out amazing pork, what I like to do is shop for the color first. What does that mean? Always look for something pink to dark red. Just like this beautiful pork loin and these equally impressive tenderloins, these are the colors you want to shop for. Stay away from anything that's white or gray, far away.
The next rule has to do with how to cook the pork healthier than ever before. And you say it's all about marinating the pork and then roasting it.
Correct, Dr. Oz. Some people think that you have to coat pork in butter or fry it, but what I like to do is marinate it. So basically, I have a little Asian marinade that I like to use. I have a little rice vinegar, a light low-sodium soy sauce, beautiful sesame oil, some fresh ginger, a little honey, and we have our garlic.
And what's this hot sauce here?
Oh, I forgot the hot sauce, sriracha, my favorite.
Oh, sriracha.
Yes, yes. We combine all of them, yes, mix them up really well, and then what we're gonna do, Dr. Oz, I'm gonna have you pour it just gently onto the tenderloin here that we have. And go ahead, let me see how you do that. Perfect.
That's all I need?
That's all you need, just a little bit. The other thing I like
How long do you leave it in the marinade before you cook it?
There's different aspects of marinade. You can have overnight, obviously, or a gentle marinade. It's up to you. It depends what flavor profile you're looking for. Another little secret is if you're trying to keep the flavor and the fat in, you could sear the meat in. And if you're going for a leaner option, then I'm going to use this cooking rack, and it's going to allow all the fat to drip away in the roasting process.
I like this. This is how Greeks make meat. It's perfect. All right, so the big rule is marinated, roasted, and we're gonna put this recipe online so you don't mess it up next time. Up next, find out exactly how to eat and cook one of your favorite types of pork, which I know is bacon. We're giving you my very own bacon lover's guide. That's next.
The Ukrainian adoption story that shocked the nation.
How old do you think she is?
In an exclusive, the people around her break their silence.
So I just wonder if she's really an adult playing this game the whole time.
Plus, George and Cindy Anthony on the rumors.
How do you feel about Casey having more children?
And a potential reunion.
What would it take for her to come back?
That's coming up tomorrow on Dr. Oz.
Who doesn't love the sound of the sizzle, the crispiness, the crunch, that delicious flavor? But for all the bacon lovers out there, and lots of you, I know you guys have been paying attention, or at least trying to ignore all the recent headlines about the health risks of eating your favorite meat. So today, how I want you to eat and cook bacon. Nutritionist Rachel Beller is back to break this all down for us. So help everyone explain the latest research about bacon.
Yeah, so there was a very interesting study, a 5-year study, nearly 500,000 people ages 40 to 69, and they ate 3 slices of bacon daily. And what it found is that there was a nearly 20% increase in colon cancer risk.
But 3 slices of bacon a day, that's hedonism.
It's a lot. It's a lot. It's a lot. It
So
definitely is.
As a nutritionist, are you okay with a little bit of bacon?
You know, I discourage a lot of animal-based and processed meats and everything like that. But, you know, think of it like a slice of cake. I mean, everybody sometimes wants to indulge. As a rule, it's not what you do sometimes, it's what you do most of the time that really makes a difference for your long-term health.
You already got a plate applause. So for all the bacon lovers out there, including the low-carb people and the keto people, don't panic. It's okay, because I've got the Dr. Oz Bacon Lover's Guide. First up, what type of bacon is the healthiest? So just do a little head-to-head, pork bacon versus turkey bacon.
Yes.
Rachel, what's in pork? First of all, what's in pork bacon?
So pork bacon has the pork belly, and then they take it, they put over wood chips. And then to cure it, you need to use either sodium nitrate or celery powder, and that preserves the flavor and the color. But, you know, something to realize is that no matter what you use to cure it, it does have potential carcinogenic compounds. You can't escape that. And then they add brown sugar to it.
Why do they add sugar to it?
Flavor.
Oh, all right. The
Flavor
turkey bacon. What's in turkey bacon?
So turkey bacon is a combination of dark meat and light meat. So they put that together. It's a little bit more processed. Again, using either sodium nitrate or celery
Same
powder.
thing.
Same exact thing, spices, liquid smoke. So what's interesting is that what we found is that the turkey bacon had 25 less calories than the pork bacon.
Well, there's no sugar in it.
But sometimes they do add that, but Interestingly, the pork bacon had more protein than the turkey bacon. So, differences.
It's a little bit of calorie difference, I get that. But personally, I'm going to go with the pork bacon. And you know why? Because it didn't have to get processed at all. And I just like that. If I'm going to indulge, I'll have it the way it was supposed to be made originally.
You know, a lot of my clients mention, and they sometimes do indulge, and they do prefer a cleaner product. So it's really a personal choice, but I can definitely see that.
Okay, next up, thank you, Rachel.
Yeah.
The healthiest way to cook bacon. Is it the pan fried? Is it on the microwave? Or do you put it in the oven? Chef Roble Ali is here to help us decide. All right, you're the expert when it comes to this stuff. First of all, just compare microwaving, which I'm hearing a lot about, to putting it in the oven. How does that compare?
Okay, I'm not much of a microwave guy. It's kind of against my religion, but if you're gonna try all three of these, this is gonna give you the least amount of calories, like 43 calories a slice. So you cook it with paper towel in there, and it pulls the fat away. So that's obviously that's where your calories are.
Low and slow, but it's still pretty fast.
Yeah, low and slow is the way to go, but you know, that's not me.
What is you? What does Chef Roble do?
Okay, so when you were talking about the carcinogens and all that bad stuff, I don't like pan frying bacon for several reasons. But you see that dark? That's where your chemical reactions are happening.
Yeah, I see that.
It's direct heat.
Plus all that fat's basting.
Yeah, the fat stays there. You have to stand over it and babysit it. Not the way. This is the way.
Oh.
It tells you. It's called bacon, so bake it. Bacon. it's right there, man.
Just tell it to you.
Yeah, telling you. It's for real. This is the only way that I do. This is the only way that I cook bacon. Like when I see people doing that, I'm like, why are you doing that? You're wasting your time. So you just put it on a little cookie sheet like this, or a baking rack rather. Yeah. It cooks, the fat comes off, and then you could save the bacon fat and do something nice with it later on.
Right. All right, come on. So our next viewers, right, did something very clever to take more advantage without the bacon strips. Right? So my bacon tech lovers, MJ and Tekla, are here, and what they did was all week long work on different ways of eating bacon. They have a bacon salad dressing that they say is to die for. They mix 3 tablespoons of bacon fat, like drip off here, right, with red wine vinegar, oil, mustard, and a little pinch of salt. So it's going to give you that bacony flavor, I am told. So if you don't mind, MJ, go ahead and dress that. Chef Roble, you're going to have to judge. Oh, if it's right or not. How did it work for you, MJ?
I love this. I love bacon, but this is a treat. This is a treat. I've had it. It is. It's creamy. It's delicious. It's easy to make.
You kind of can't lose, right?
And you taste the bacon. It's incredible.
Exactly. What do you think?
So, Dr. Oz, I'm #1 fan of bacon. Yes, I am. I love bacon. No one loves bacon more than me. I'll put bacon on everything if I can. I'll make a bacon smoothie if I can. So, listen.
God. Horrible thought.
This dressing, guys, is to die for. It just made my palate pop. Right, Chef Lobe?
It's banging.
It's banging?
It's banging.
It's banging?
It's banging.
Is it missing anything, or is it perfect?
No, you're right in the pocket. I like it.
You're right.
You know
I
the thing
love
about
it.
This is a light way of getting your bacon.
Yes.
You're getting it all at once. This is what I love about food. If you do it the right way, you can get away with things that normally wouldn't be tolerant of. Exactly. This tastes good. It's okay to have a little bit of bacon in this setting. All these are fantastic for you. I'm so proud of you. Chef Roble, as always.
Hey, my man.
Rachel Beller, thanks for all the advice. I'm very proud of you guys. We'll be right back. Little bacon. Up next, I'm here with my friend and co-host from The Talk, Carrie Ann Inaba.
And I'll be sharing my health concerns that affect a lot of you as well.
Plus, got the healthiest fix for brain fog. Get a clue? Watch.
Hey, watch this.
My next guest is known as the no-nonsense judge on the hit show Dancing with the Stars. I love that program. And one of the latest co-hosts to take on the table at The Talk. Emmy-nominated host Carrie Ann Inaba is no stranger to balancing busy life in the spotlight. But today she's here opening up about some of her darkest days on and off camera. And the moment she says it changed her life forever. It could change yours too. Please welcome Carrie Ann Inaba. I love you.
So good to see you.
So happy you're
Where
here.
should I sit here? Okay.
I never get accolades at home. When I dance at home, I always say, in my house, the prosecution never rests. But I've continuously criticized I get ones, negative numbers. But I like dancing.
No, you got a 10 from me because you have good groove. We were giving good groove, right? Yeah.
You're just celebrating the 28th season of Dancing with the Stars. I mean, how do you do it? Why do you keep coming back for more when it's such an intense moment?
Well, because dancing is what makes me happy, and I'm so happy that now dancing is making other people happy. It's so great now when I walk on the street, people come up and talk about dancing, and it's like everyday knowledge. So it's great to be part of a show that does that for people.
So I follow your Instagram. I'm going to read a quote.
Okay.
Right? I have the shortest attention span if I'm not talking about something real. Yeah. I thought that was so powerful. How does that sum up the last few months of your life?
Well, you know, for me, life is so short, and I feel like I want every moment to be its fullest moment. So I don't like to do small talk. I like to get right to the heart of things. It also sums up the last few months of my life because now I'm on the talk, and that's what we do is we talk about really important things, and I get to do that for my job as well. So it's wonderful.
Well, you do it beautifully. And I'm going to come back to the talk in a second, but I saw a post also about you getting a colonoscopy,
Yes.
which I was proud you were doing, but I was even prouder that you're just being open. What gives you the freedom, the courage to share with all of America very personal struggles that you're going through?
I think it's so important to share where you are. I've had shame also. When you have chronic illness, you start to feel ashamed of yourself. And I learned that when I heard about other people having it, I felt less ashamed. So I try to give back and pay it forward and make sure that I share it with people because we're all struggling. I really do feel that.
So you're kind enough to host me on the talk recently.
You were amazing, and thank you for being on the show, and you gave me some great advice.
Well, I loved being there, but I was especially touched when we started speaking. And it really left an impact on me. And I heard about it from so many folks who were so proud of what you were doing. So if it's okay with you, I don't usually do this, but I'm going to show a clip of your show on my show.
Sure, I'd love it.
All right.
Yeah, thank you.
Please roll it. It's a few weeks ago.
I was diagnosed with Sjogren's syndrome 6 years ago. I have spinal stenosis, and I was recently diagnosed with lupus. Yeah, just for fun, just keep it going. What's your one piece of advice for people with
Hang in there, girl.
invisible illnesses?
Don't be an invisible patient.
Yes. Oh, I love that.
And I've taken care of so many friends with Sjogren's, and there's a whole bunch of conditions like it.
Like fibromyalgia,
Behçet syndrome,
all of
bunch.
that, yes.
And I know it's hard because people can't see it from the outside. I know it hurts a lot on the inside. But there's so many things that you can advance now. But the best thing you can do is when you go to see a doctor, you write your questions down ahead of time. We got through medical school by doing our homework. So if you give us our homework, we'll get through those questions. And always record what we say. And you know, you're not embarrassing us. You're making us proud. Because we know that half of what we tell patients is forgotten by the time they leave the door of our office. So record what we're saying so we can know you're listening.
That's so good advice, but also even more than that, because I take notes at all my sessions, and at 6 years ago, I had lupus, but he didn't tell me, my doctor, and I had all my notes. So even be more diligent. Ask and ask and ask and ask again. Thank you so much. Oh, you're so special. You're just so special.
I sat after the show for a while and just thought about how brave you were to talk about it, but how painful it must be to take notes, to do all the right things, to be smart with all the theoretical support that you'd ever need, and it's still hard, especially when people don't see what you're going through.
Right. Invisible illness is hard because I go to work every day. I have a job that's on TV. I look like I'm well, but that's because I'm in hair and makeup for 2.5 hours. But I don't know. You have to be your own advocate. When I was diagnosed with lupus, it was such a strange thing because I was at my colonoscopy, and I woke up, and I was shuffling through my reports. I'm not supposed to do that, but I wanted to see what was going on. It said lupus right on the top. And I was like, how do I have lupus? I don't have lupus. I have everything else. And it was just mind-boggling that my doctor, who I trusted so much, could make such a big mistake. Although he's human and I forgive him, it wasn't on purpose. But now that I know, I've been able to change a lot of the way I live, and I've made huge changes since learning about lupus.
Well, you also have Sjogren's syndrome.
Yes, I have Sjogren's syndrome.
Which is for everybody, it's this condition where your salivary glands, the glands that lubricate your mouth,
Your whole system,
actually, they dry up because they're being attacked. And that's especially difficult because the simplest things, like everyone just swallow right now, wet your mouth. Imagine if it was dry or parched like the Sahara.
That's right. And then when you wake up, your eyes feel like you have sandpaper on them. So when you wake up, every morning I wake up, it's like, it hurts so much. I think I'm always in a little bit of pain and discomfort, but it's okay. That's my normal, and I've learned how to adjust.
One of the side effects is brain fog. Do you sense that at all?
Brain fog, yes, brain fog. I live in a almost 98% state of brain fog. Yeah, I have brain fog.
I don't know what you're
What are we talking about?
That's right. When we heard that you were going to accept to come on, which I'm honored by, we reached out to our viewers, and there was an outpouring of messages. And if you give us a second, I'm going to play this little video. I think you're going to enjoy it as much as I did.
Oh, thank you.
Hi, Carrie Ann. Hi, Carrie Ann.
Hi, Carrie Ann.
I just wanted to thank you so much for all that you're doing to spread the word about Sjogren's.
You're making a difference. Keep it up.
I wanted to say thank you.
Thank you for advocating for fellow Sjogren's patients and for giving us a voice.
The voice that shares what we suffer daily on the inside.
Thank you for bringing awareness to this condition and for helping others.
I just wanted to tell you thank you so much.
You are an inspiration and a blessing to all of us.
Let's face it, girl, not a lot of people understand us, and you're helping change that, and we love you for it.
Wow. Thank you. All of you who just sent me those messages, like that was very healing for me to know that I am also not alone. So thank you for putting that together.
I love the woman at the range says, face it, girl.
Girl, it's tough, it is.
And we love you, which is ultimately what's always kept us hanging, right? What's allowed us to survive is each other. So coming back, I want to do something. I want us to help the audience.
Okay.
Because you're the world expert. You really are. You're the world expert in what you're dealing with, just like everybody's the world expert in whatever problem they've got. So Carrie Ann's going to help us reveal the biggest brain fog fixes that help her stay focused and sharp and on her game, as you just heard, no matter what health battles you're fighting. And I'll chip in too.
Okay.
All right, stay with us.
Sounds good.
All right, do you ever feel tired, moody, even forgetful? Well, you may be suffering from brain fog. It's a symptom TV host Carrie Ann Inaba says she knows all too well, after suffering from several health issues that took years for her to finally diagnose. This issue of brain fog plagues so many Americans. Describe yours. What time of the day is it the worst?
Oh, mine is usually in the evening, mine gets worse. I think it's really important. I try to get a lot of rest. It's really important for me to do rest. And I have my little ways because I can't afford to have brain fog when I'm judging or when I'm on the talk, right?
You know, one of the best things for our brains is dancing. I just thought of it. I should mention it to you for a second.
Well then, Dr. Oz, let's get it on and dance and dance.
Let's dance on over here
Yes,
to our first play. But the reason dancing is so important.
I got Dr. Oz to dance. Woo!
So,
I'm sorry. What?
the reason dancing is important. I can't do that so well.
That's good.
But you know, people say do crossword puzzles. It takes a lot more mental energy to coordinate your body, because usually it's coordinated when you dance, right? Although not for all of us. But you know, that takes a lot of action. So people who dance tend to have lower issues with dementia and brain fog as well. So, but you already do that. But I'm going to trade you. I'll give you a tip that all of America can benefit from, but you give me your tip, which I adore, which I know you'll enjoy. So the tip that's really worked for you to help with your brain fog is
journaling. Because I take notes and it sort of helps me process my thoughts, and then I see it, so I visually absorb it back into me, and then I remember things better. It's a way I process, and it's a way for me to hold it in my body.
What are you gonna write about the show today?
I'm gonna write that I had the greatest time and that you made me cry in those beautiful messages. They were so beautiful.
I love those messages. I get emotional watching the messages from
That was beautiful.
you. So I'm gonna trade you.
Okay.
Wheat germ.
Wheat germ.
You've heard of.
Yes.
And, you know, a lot of people take it because it's got fiber and all, but what it really has a lot of is B vitamins, something called choline. And choline's super important for the nervous system. You know, your neurotransmitters connect the brain cells. That's how they actually talk to each other, but they've got to be able to create those neurotransmitters from raw materials. They need choline to do that. So in the middle of our brain, if you want productivity to be up to, and here's a little video of it, if you want your productivity to be mashed up and your memory to be where it can be, you need to give your brain the raw materials, which is why I like wheat germ, because it's a tasty way of getting choline.
Yeah.
And you can put it in pancakes, which I would love for you to taste.
Oh, these look delicious. May I?
Please, I rarely, not with syrup. I'm kidding, of course that's syrup. I never have pancakes on the show because I know what people are gonna do. It's an excuse. Go ahead and eat the pancake.
But these are wheat germ pancakes, so they're gonna be delicious.
They are wheat germ pancakes. I think you'll enjoy them. Our chef made them. They're usually quite tasty. You can have teas, protein shakes, whatever you normally eat during the day, you can add it in there because it's a fairly innocuous taste to it.
Oh, it's very good. Well, yeah. It's delicious. There's what in here? Wheat germ?
Wheat germ, a little nutty. You should taste that, which I like the taste of.
Can I try the tea?
Please. Oh, chef. Obviously, she should not like the pancakes.
No, I like it. I have Sjogren's.
That's right.
The
I
swallowing is
forgot.
hard.
Pancakes are like a sponge. For someone like Sjogren's, I apologize.
No, it's okay, because I have this tea. What's in this tea? Because this is really delicious, too.
It's a lemon tea, but all we did was add wheat syrup to it and melt right into it. I'm going to taste you for being a world expert in your body and for sharing so much and bringing wisdom and joy to so many of us. God bless you.
Thank you, and thank you.
Carrie Ann Inaba. You see her daily on her Emmy Award-winning daytime talk show, The Talk. And as a judge for the hit show Dancing with the Stars, where you're absolutely phenomenal. We'll be watching all the time.
Thank you.
Be right back. Coming up on the Dish on Oz, we're dressing up your favorite foods for Halloween. From a scary good stuffed pizza burger
to a spooky dessert you can make at the last minute. Yes.
If there's one thing that brings us all together, it's food. So we're calling everyone to the table to dish on everything. From the latest food hacks and trends to everyday recipes you can make for dinner tonight.
It's simple, it's celebratory, and most of all, it's about having a great time in the kitchen.
Oh.
What is going wrong?
I'm trying to help.
Let's dish.
Welcome to the Dish on Oz. My daughter Daphne and Jamika Pessoa are here. I actually fast for a day in preparation for shows like this. Daphne, what are you going to dish on today?
Well, good. I'm glad you're hungry. So you and your kids will be dressing up for Halloween tomorrow. Why shouldn't your food do the same? I like to make a fun dinner on Halloween so everyone isn't tempted to just fill up on candy. I learned it from you, right?
Yes. The candy, too.
So we're going to be dressing up some of your favorite foods, like pizza dressed as a burger. That sounds pretty good. Definitely a treat. And loaded Hasselback potatoes. Oh, so good. And butternut squash. I know. I'm speaking your language. Then Jamika's cookies and scream graveyard cake. It's actually a really easy, fun, kind of crafty cake, and it will definitely be the talk of the neighborhood.
Oh, yes.
I think that sounds like a menu that needs a drink, don't you?
Of course. Wait and see. The beer fairy is coming. Pumpkin bears.
That was your nickname growing up?
Hey, that's what they call me in college, the beer fairy.
What is this?
It's pumpkin beer.
Ooh. Really?
Oh, yes. Oh, it's the season for that, yes.
Coming off it. None of us cheers, by the way. We all just
Oh, yes, we were like, beer.
We're like, oh, great, thank you.
It tastes like pumpkin.
It's really nice. I like it.
Actually, I get the clove coming through a little, like all that pumpkin pie spice. Interesting.
Pie and a beer. Take it.
Don't mind if I do.
It'll go well with what we're cooking today. So, your favorite all-time Halloween costumes. I have an idea what Daphne's might be, right?
Do you?
Yeah,
I'm
but
really
I want to know what the ones you've pulled off that you're really proud of.
You go first.
Okay. There was this one, the assignment was to be your favorite food and an icon or a legend. So I combined the two worlds together and I came up with, y'all, a Tina Turner tuna roll.
What?
Yes, look.
Oh my goodness, you really are.
Drop it
yes.
right now.
Oh, yes.
Oh.
It was fabulous. I was like, rolling, tuna rolling.
It's such a clever idea. It's perfect.
I loved it. Thank you. Yes.
You know, see, I feel like we need you around our house a little bit more because in our family, we're not like big planners of our costumes. We kind of go to the trunk, and we're like, what do we have in here that you can
Makes it organic. Yes.
Yeah, very inspirational pieces that come out. You actually can see this come to life because I was at a costume party that was, I don't remember what the theme was, but I made myself into a fortune teller. I was very, I had the headdress and the headpiece on and this like beautiful brocade coat, again, that I dug out of the trunk.
You look gorgeous, though.
Well, that's the real point. You just want to have something that makes you look sort of interesting and weird and
pretty glam.
hopefully attractive. But what you'll really love is that coat made another appearance on a different member of our family the year before at Halloween in a completely different iteration of Halloween
There
costume.
he is. This is why it works. If you want to save a little money, get a trunk, recycle the costumes, they work. Anyway, my favorite thing right now is dress up with the grandkids.
It's the best.
And this is us, me, my son-in-law, and little John, dressed up like the Batmen.
Yes.
The Batmen.
Yes. You were the Adam West.
All right, now I love a family costume. I love to do a theme, right? So last year we went all 70s. So look at this. Sasha was groovy, baby.
Oh my goodness.
I was soul mama, and my husband, he was such a trooper. He was disco daddy with a really bad afro wig. Like, he played along.
Well, you know, we showed you ours. Now we're going to give you something delicious to go with it. I think it's time we get started on that delicious stuffed burger. So here's the best part. If you can't decide if you want pizza or burgers, you don't have to anymore. We're going to show you how to put them both together. Jamika, you give me a hand with this, please?
Of course.
I kind of love the whole idea of a stuffed burger to begin with because it's kind of like a surprise. It's a surprise inside and you don't know what you're gonna get. And this is really easy to customize. You can do Mexican flavors, you could do Indian flavors. We're obviously doing an Italian pairing today with pepperoni, mozzarella, some fresh basil. If you'll just chop up some mozzarella for us here, or you can use cheddar if you have that at home. We gave a quick chop to that pepperoni as well so you get a bite. You know, you don't wanna pull out the one piece of pepperoni and then nothing left to flavor. The idea is to have that flavor spread through the whole burger. And then I want to show you a fun trick for how to create the two sides of the burger to create the clamshell that goes around the stuffing. Okay. So I just grab a little deli container here, or a leftover container top, and then I'm just going to use plastic wrap, as I can show you here, to press it down into the shape of a disc. And the beautiful part about working with this deli top is that it actually, makes sure you have two evenly sized tops, and also helps you form this little lip that you want at the edge. You see I'm just pressing it out to the outer rim. Bring me over a little bit of that mozzarella. And you don't want to...
Not too much.
Exactly. You don't want to overstuff here because you definitely don't want that. Thank you.
How do you like that?
Well, a grill master, Dr. Oz over here. I love that.
Keeping it busy, keeping it real.
You know what? Well, while you're doing that, actually, why don't you go ahead, and that's beautiful, just some pepperoni, some mozzarella. Why don't you tell people what kind of beef we're looking for to make our beautiful beef patties here?
Well, the thing about beef, I'll get some. This is what it looks like. So you go to the store, everyone makes this mistake. You want to get the leanest meat, right? Wrong. You don't want that at all. What you really want is about 80% lean, about 20% fat. And the reason for that is it works better. And that little bit of fat doesn't make a huge difference to your health. It makes a big difference to the quality of the food you're going to be enjoying.
Nice. All right, you need that fat to hold the patty together, and you also need it because you know that when you bite into a juicy burger and that little pocket of like extra juice pops out at you, that fat helps to create that nice tender juicy burger that you want. Okay,
flavor.
So
That's the love.
Yes, fat is the flavor. Okay, so I'm taking our two halves here, just folding one on top of the other, and then I'm using the saran wrap again to push together the two halves and sides, lifting it out of our top. Just going to quickly work it around. Make sure you have a nice seal. And then you only want to flip it once it goes into a hot sizzling pan so it doesn't start to fall apart on you. That looks good, Jeff.
These held together. They held together.
You can see the cheese starting to ooze out of it.
Oh, look at this. Yeah, look at this. And well, look at, pay attention here, guys. You see that?
Oh, that's a good surprise inside. Oh. Okay, can we look at the finished burger, please?
Oh.
Look at that.
Oh, bring it on.
That's for you. And this is for me and the lady. There we go.
My. That looks gorgeous. And you know what? Since you brought us so many to taste, I've got one more.
What?
If you have a few extra things lying on your fridge and you want to get extra festive this Halloween, here's your monster version of this stuffed burger. How cute! How crazy! Look at that guy.
All right, when we come back, we're dressing up your potatoes and your butternut squash, all fine and fancy. It's a grown-up dish that's perfect for this time of year. That was really cool. Tomorrow, it's Halloween, and we're giving you some good dinner ideas. So it's not just one big candy binge. And we're making loaded Hasselback potatoes and butternut squash to get you going. These things are bewitchingly good.
I mean, if there was a potato paparazzi, I mean, everyone would be snapping pictures of this left and right. So, I mean, the Hasselbacks, they also have a lot to offer in taste and texture, right? Because that thin rim of the skin around the edges, it's crunchy and crispy, and then it's almost like a potato chip, but then the inside is nice and, oh, it's so tender. We just love a good potato. We love the carbs. I mean, and it's filled with butter, herbs and spices. I'm so excited you're letting us use all this butter today, Doc. It's
I didn't know about the butter. I did not know this was happening.
Too late, because it's an accordion-style potato, so I love this. So how we start, and we prep this first, we have a potato, and you just scrub it up real good, make sure it's nice and clean, and you pop it into the microwave, all right? Because we want them slightly tender,
right?
And you'll do them maybe about 2 minutes on each side, right? So we get out the microwave, whoop, whoop, whoop.
Daph, up, heads up.
Oh, hot potato, here we go. Got you.
Hey, you got me.
Thank goodness I caught that
That
one.
was a nice catch. I was like, please don't drop the potato. We can't eat it off the
Stanley
floor.
football has taken on a whole new, very important skill set here. So it is cool enough to handle, guys. Don't worry, we're not going to burn ourselves. But you do want it just tender enough. And here's a great trick for how to get those even slices. You want to go about 3/4 of the way down the potato, is to line up 2 even-sized wooden spoons and just let your knife go to the spoons. Aha, right? To create these beautiful wedges here.
Perfect.
And once you have those nice and sliced through, you can pass those along to your
Now
partner.
notice these are micron thick,
Oh, please.
as thin as can humanly be cut.
Oh, my gosh.
And then Daphne and Jamika got into it, and it didn't work out so well. Here.
Oh, wait, hang on. Now, here, actually, you do want to make sure you tuck them into this nice little bed here.
All right, so we do this all. You get them all lined up like this. Okay, get them up, line up like this.
Yep.
And then you adorn them with...
Nothing, no. Now these go back into the oven, and they're going to bake up the rest of the way with that butter melting in between each of those layers, creating that crisp skin on top that Jamika talked about, and that light, fluffy potato on the inside. So good. But that's not all. There's more.
Oh, yes. Because then once you put them in the oven, we'll put a little cheese on top. And I'm going to have you put this back in the oven so we can get nice and melted, Doc. Cheese and butter. I'm so proud of you today. Look at this.
Again, I was not involved in the planning of this.
Proud of him.
Wow. What have you done with my dad?
And when you're done, it looks like this.
Yes. Bring it right on back here.
Look at that, baby. Look at that.
Nice.
Look at that.
Beautiful
Oh, my
potatoes.
goodness. All right. There you got it.
Should we top it with some things?
It wouldn't be polite if we didn't top these potatoes. A little sour cream, a little bacon, protein, right?
Can we do that?
Protein,
The
please,
protein, right?
Jamika.
Oh,
I tried.
And they look like this. I mean, they're perfect for Halloween.
Oh, these
They're a little scary looking to me.
I love them, but they're delicious. We love that. So delicious.
All right, let's dig in on these guys because those look so good. Oh, come to me.
Thank you.
Yeah, this is a knife and fork kind of potato. And I kind of feel like it's the best version of a baked potato, a loaded baked potato, right?
Thank you.
Thank you.
I don't even need the fork.
And
Can I
here's
just go in?
Oh my gosh, I'm just going with my hands, right?
It's kind of like a sandwich, if you will.
Okay, give it a taste. Let's hear.
Oh, look at that, glistening.
That skin is perfectly done.
And here's the best part, you guys. This Hasselback technique, it's not just for potatoes. We went ahead and put a step-by-step video on how to Hasselback everyone's favorite fall veggie, butternut squash, on the dish on Ozs Instagram. See how yummy this looks? Oh, that's gorgeous. That could be a centerpiece. If you're looking for like a veggie-forward meal, that to me looks like
She's beautiful.
Delicious. Take a look at how to make it while we dig into these guys.
Now, you know why I like that recipe? Because butternut squash is a good low-carb option. It's a nutrient powerhouse. Oh, look at this thing. I know you want a little bit of this,
I
don't
do.
you?
I didn't know if I was allowed to eat that or not.
Yes,
Okay.
just
It
fresh
just
for you
looks
guys.
so pretty. Thank you.
Make an
Still
eat.
living this potato. Right?
When we come back, a Halloween dessert that everyone in the neighborhood will love. It is Jamika's cookies and scream. So cute. Cake. We're back with a dish at Oz, and if you're looking for a not-so-tricky treat to make for Halloween tomorrow, well, Jamika's here. She's serving up her cookies and scream. Graveyard cake.
It's so cute.
All right, and this is so easy. I love it. It's fun, it's fast, and the kids love it. You definitely should get your kids involved.
It's so delicious.
In making this, all right. We start with peanut butter and chocolate and butter. We melt all of those together, and then you'll toss in with some crunchy cookie wafers and your favorite cereal. So that's how you get the coating on the cereal there with the peanut butter and chocolate. So every bite is better than the last, right? Then you'll crush up your cookie wafers and you'll put this on the top here. And this will be your dirt. And that is the only time you'll ever hear me say that it's okay for something to look like dirt in the kitchen. You'll never hear me say that ever again. And we'll put that on top. And I challenge you to try not to eat this or to keep it away from the person next to you.
Don't do that, because we're friends.
Because we have to make this a little more spooky, right? So we're doing, look at these cute little tombstones.
Rest in peace.
I love them. So Daphne, please help me decorate this little scream cake.
Okay, I love this so much. This is my kind of craft because, yeah, go ahead, get in there. You can do any kind of little tombstone that you want to do here.
You can do anything you want. These I used to only see around Easter time.
Yeah.
Now you can have little ghosts and
Prop her up.
all kinds of little goodies in there. And it wouldn't be the
falling
same
ghost.
without worms.
Oh, it's so spooky.
You guys like scary movies?
Scary movies? No. I do not believe in paying anybody to scare me. You are not going to see me in a scary movie. Not happening. I don't.
How many of you are scary movie
Don't do
fans? Put your hands up. And here's the crazy thing. The reason you don't like scary movies is we never took you to scary movies when you were a kid.
Definitely not.
But there's a science behind this. If you're ever chased by a bear, like happened to me recently, right, and you're running away, and you get away, the exhilaration is unparalleled. Well, a scary movie sort of gives you that same rush, but you never actually get eaten by the bear, right? Because that wouldn't be good. So it all starts right here. Let's look at this brain together. And right in the smack middle of the brain, right, it's where dopamine is released. You see it? Spin it around, open it in half. Speaking figuratively, of course. Right in the smack where that blue stuff is, right? Little hormones come out of there called dopamine. And that dopamine goes to the prefrontal cortex, the part of your brain that does all your advanced thinking, right, makes decisions. And you get this exhilaration. So if horror movies get the autopilot to release too much of that dopamine hormone, that your brain gets all stimulated but you don't get hurt, that gives you a thrill. So as you get on with your life, you actually are enjoying that experience. So if you're exposed to horror movies early in your age, right? Make sense? No one didn't.
No, I love that. I think that's fascinating. Yeah. And I also think it's scary how much you know.
Yes,
and that you have a hologram brain.
Yes, that's the scary part.
Right.
I love that, though. And I don't watch scary movies.
Every recipe we dished up today on DrOz.com/thedish. The Dish on Oz crew will be back here next week with celebrity kitchen takeovers you'll have to see to believe. See you then.